everyone, and welcome back to our channel today. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about 12 things that frugal people do. This is Frugal Friends, living on Social Security. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel again today. Today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about frugal things that you can do to help make your money go a little farther. I have a list here of 12 things that frugal people do. The first one that I want to talk to you about is frugal people compare prices before buying. Now, I know I do this myself, especially on a new item that comes out. Anytime something is new on the market, it's always at the highest price that it's going to be. So naturally, if you wait a few months, it will drop down in price. If you can even afford to wait years, it'll drop down even more than that. But if you can't wait, always shop around, find different stores that carry the item, and compare the prices in those stores. Sometimes one store could be as much as $20 cheaper than the other one, and that way you can save that $20. The second thing that frugal people do, they use coupons as much as possible. Now, I realize in today's economy, the paper coupons that you cut out are not as available as they used to be. A lot of the stores now have what's called digital coupons, where you clip the coupons on your phone and take your phone in and use it at the cash register. Now, that's okay, I guess, to someone who takes their phone with them, but I very rarely take my phone with me shopping. I just find it a hassle, because I'm so apt to have it in my hand, lay it down while I'm looking at something, and walk off and leave it. That I would be scared to take it with me. I mean, I could keep it in my purse, but a lot of times when I shop, I don't even take my purse in. I like the paper coupons myself, but I know the world we live in has gone digital, so you can still use the digital coupons. And the third thing that frugal people like to do, reuse and recycle things often. Now, in a way, this is good for you, but in a way it can become bad, because if you're constantly hanging on to everything, thinking you're going to recycle it, then you become a hoarder. I'm bad about doing that. I'm always looking at something and thinking, this is pretty good. It's still got a lot of use in it. What can I do with it? Can I make it into something different? Like, for example, me, I know myself, I'm really bad about saving the cardboard tubes out of paper towels and toilet papers, thinking that I'll come up with a really great idea to reuse them, which you can use them in a lot of crafts, but there's just not that many instances come up for reusing toilet paper tubes. But anytime you can reuse and recycle something, if you have it and you know you can recycle it, like Cool Whip bowls, those are good for saving leftovers. So I highly recommend saving glass jars and Cool Whip bowls, things like that. If you sew and make quilts, you can take old sheets and use them to back your quilts. So just be on the lookout for anything that you can repurpose instead of throwing it in the trash. And number 4, frugal people buy used items as much as they can. Now, a really big ticket item on this is a used car. I know it's very luxurious to have a brand spanking new car that nobody's ever rode in or smoked in or ate in or anything like that, and has that new car smell. But if you can buy a used car, you're going to save yourself a lot of money. Same thing goes with secondhand clothes. I have bought and used secondhand shoes. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that say, no, I wouldn't do that. But I'm not above buying a good pair of shoes. Like if I find something at a yard sale that's still got a lot of good wear in it, for a good price, I will pick them up. I buy clothes at thrift stores, consignments, yard sales, things like that. And another place where you can get a lot of good used items, which they don't do this as often as they used to, is auctions. Now, I love going to auctions because you can buy big batch table full where they put a whole bunch of stuff on the table and sell it to you for one price and you get a whole bunch of stuff. So I highly recommend buying used as much as possible. And the fifth thing that frugal people do, they trade unwanted with friends. Now, if you have a bunch of girlfriends or boyfriends or just friends in general that have clothing that's the same size as yours, or even just items that they don't want, and they can sell that are still in good quality, have a meeting where you invite a bunch of friends and say, hey, bring all your unwanted junk to my house or rent a community building and everybody meet there and swap one for one or two for one if you really want to get rid of it. And that way you go home with something that's new to you and you get rid of a lot of the old used things in your house that you no longer want or use anymore. Number 6, buy store brands. Now, I love doing this because to me, some store brands are just as good as brand names. And from what I understand, products are made in the same place. They just have different labels on them. So if you buy a can of Del Monte tomatoes or Libby tomatoes, supposedly it's the same tomatoes. They just have a different label on them. Number 7, learn to budget. Big fan of budgeting. If you could make a list of things that you buy every month, that you pay every month, and budget your money between those items, you can see how much money you're spending, which can help you learn, what areas that you can cut if you're spending too much in that area. And it also shows you if you have any extra money left over at the end of the month that you could put into a savings account. Number 8, pay in cash. I do this a lot. I use the envelope method that has cash in it. And when I'm going, let's say for instance, I have an envelope that says clothes. I take that envelope with me that has the cash and pay cash for clothes. So pay with cash as much as possible. Number 9, practice delayed gratification. Now, this kind of goes along with number 1, where I talked about comparing prices. If you see an item that you want, that you think you need, wait 24 hours to see if you still think you need it or want it. If you feel like you do, then you can begin to budget search and look in other places to see if you can find it either used or at a lower price. Number 10, always shop with a list. This is something I do every single time I go shopping. Now, sometimes I run off and forget the list, but I do have a list made out. Now, granted, I don't always just get everything that's on the list. I might be in the store and find an item on the shelf that's been marked down really deep that I don't have on my list. It's too good of a bargain to pass up. I will go ahead and pick it up. But I definitely take a list so that I can only buy the things that I'm low on, that I've run completely out of, and not be buying a bunch of impulse items. So shop with a list. Number 11, only buy what you need. Now, once again, there are exceptions to this. If you have your list and you see something that's a good buy, even though it's something that you don't have on your list and maybe not such a great need, you could still purchase that item if it's a good buy. You might want to buy things for people for presents that you find that are not on your list, that are not really needed by you, but it's a good gift that you could get for someone. But always buy what you need and not what you want. And the last thing on my list is maintain and repair things before it breaks. Now, this is very important for your car. Change your oil, rotate your tires, Check the air pressure in your tire. Check all your fluids. Um, Take your car in and have it maintained. Do a tune-up on it. Do they still do tune-ups? I just recently had my car in spark plug wires and stuff like that. I guess that's what you call a tune-up. In your home, maintain your heating and cooling by changing out your filter with your vacuum cleaner. Change your bags out frequently. Just take care of your things. Wash your clothes and take care of them. Dry clean them if you have dry cleaning. And when you come in, take your shoes off and put them away. Wipe off the dirt, put them away. Just maintain and take care of your things, and they will last you a lot longer. So that's it for today's video of 12 things that frugal people do. I want to thank you so very much for coming and viewing this video. And y'all come back and see us any old time. Bye for this one.